Hey, Jonah, make sure you get a picture of all the people. Thank you. Okay, so welcome everyone, and thank you for coming. This is really cool. I'm so excited that there's so many people here. So thank you. For those of you who don't know me, I am Hallie Schmaling, and I have had the pleasure of working with Joanna Rosado for the past 10 years, 8 of which are within the Real Academy, where you are right now. I have been so lucky to create, teach, and transform with Joanna. Joanna's passion for public education, the advocacy work she does, and love for children is unparalleled. Anyone that is able to really know Joanna knows that she is the most loving person, who truly sees the best in everyone. She has a beautiful way of guiding others to see the strengths within themselves and helps people operate from that space. She has used her passion, creativity, and knowledge for adolescent development to create innovative programs throughout her career. Her success comes from following her own intuition and lived experience as a Latina educator. Joanna is informed, proactive, and can see the big picture when it comes to public education. She is intimately involved in helping restore the teaching profession and amplifying her voice to connect people from all over the state and nation. She reads and understands public education and child development. She talks and teaches about public education and child development, and I'm sure she even dreams about public education and child development. From her classroom to her work with WEAC and legislators to her radio show, her passion for equitable schooling within public schools is exceptional and inspiring. Thank you, Joanna, for your activism, your love, and your realness. I am honored to be your colleague and current teaching partner. You are more than deserving of this award. So without further ado, I want to bring the WEAC President, Ron Martin, up here to present Joanna with the WEAC Teaching for Excellence Award.
Fourth of the 4 awards that we've given out, and I have to say by far this is the largest group that's been. What a testament to an outstanding union advocate and educator, because those 2 things are incredibly important today, more so than ever before in the history of public education. And I have some remarks that the communications department wrote, but I want to begin by inviting Joanna to come up and stand with me because this is the person of the hour. And woke up this morning and it was all like snowy and icy and gloomy. And then when I walked in, it's like you brightened the day. Not only by what you were wearing, because you're absolutely beautiful, but your smile and your energy. I mean, it was noticeable as I came in. And I have to
it's our space.
And I have to give you a sincere apology. You have never corrected me on saying your name wrong. I've said it wrong since I've met you. Gail says, quit saying her last name like that. You're making me hungry. So risotto, right?
I say risotto, but I always
risotto.
Say,
okay,
it's really not my name, it's my husband's.
Okay.
So that's why I don't correct people.
All right. I just feel horrible, and then Gail tells me today, I'm like, how long have I known her? She's never said
Well,
anything.
right. No worries.
Well, that's all right. Well, let me read a little bit because some of this is what your nominators and some of the people have said about you. But on behalf of the Wisconsin Education Association Council, the largest labor union in Wisconsin, the largest professional organization representing pre-K-12 higher education employees, is proud to present the first ever Excellence in Education Award. We have 4 of these out. There were 17 applicants. There was a committee that got together, read through all the information, and used a rubric in different areas that I'll talk about in just a minute. And then we identified the 4 winners, and Joanna is one of those 4 winners. She is one of 4 WEAC members selected for the honor based on her exemplary performance in the areas of professional practice, advocacy for the teaching profession, attention to diversity, community engagement, and leadership in professional development. That's a lot of stuff to be proficient in and exemplary in. And absolutely, when I got a chance to read them all, wow. Wow, pretty impressive, Joanna. And I'm not even going to try saying your last name now because in my head. It is a great achievement for Joanna to have been selected by a committee of past NEA Foundation Excellence in Education Award recipients. Joanna has received other community and state recognitions, including recently from a local TV station as a top teacher and from the Department of Public Instruction for helping students see school in different and important ways. Joanna counts among her accomplishments being a Herb Cole Educational Foundation Teacher Fellow and a member of the Professional Standards Council, which, by the way, is not an easy council to get onto. The Senate Education Committee has to confirm, and they confirmed her, even though she's pretty outspoken when it comes to
And they let me stay.
and they're letting her stay. So, yeah, very huge honor. And that's, I think, also a positive reflection on the South Milwaukee Public Schools, that one of yours, because we have, there's like 16, I think, and we have 11 of the 11 members of the Professional Standards Council from WEAC. So of the 423 school districts that are public in the state of Wisconsin, she is representing and doing a really excellent job representing the southeast corner of the state as well as South Milwaukee.
Can I stop you for a second?
You sure
because
can.
The latest thing I'm very excited
I wouldn't
about.
dare stop her, right?
Well, and on that council, some of you know, I'm just really excited that I was asked to write the recommendations to DPI about teacher retention in the state. And so I think that's really great.
So in the nominations received, one nominator wrote this about Joanna: "I am so grateful that Joanna found the potential in me, and I hope I can continue to learn and grow from her so that one day I can be as strong of a leader as she is today." A former student had this to say about Joanna: "Miss Rosado, did I get it right? Rosado, yeah, sorry, where's your husband at? Is always innovating new ways to improve the real academy. Having an inquiry-based program leads to significant educational differences between each student. The model allows students to go at their own pace and really invest themselves in their learning. Each child is encouraged by Joanna to define what kind of learning style works best for them and base their term projects around those styles. Ms. Risotto is always, did I say it right, or is it wrong? Joanna is always going out of her way to address the needs of her students. The attention to diversity that is present in the Real Academy has always humbled me. Students are able to fully represent themselves no matter the labels that the outside world has given them. I can recall several days when we would spend time discussing the health of the community and how it can grow and change. Joanna prioritizes the needs of her students and makes personal growth a primary goal. That's why I was successful. To advance the profession, she is working with a group of educators on teacher voice in the new federal education law and provided advice on our union's latest white paper, Moving Education Forward, which focuses on the restoration of professional status of educators, improvement of school conditions and climate, and establishment of educator attraction and retention policies. I am honored representing 60,000 plus educators who are members of the Wisconsin Education Association to be here today to present the Excellence in Education Award. Let's honor Joanna, outstanding teacher and longtime union member.
Statement.
People know you here.
Right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for coming out. I was, of course, honored, and then I really was just wanting to celebrate with everyone and being always very aware that I'm not alone in this work, you know, or it's not like I'm doing the greatest thing ever by myself. That it is really all of my colleagues and my students. They always bring the pieces to me. In fact, many of my students who are here today, my current students, are here to help me regulate. This is what I told them. I said, I'm the most comfortable in this space with my students. And so, you know, working with kids, you know, in my throughout my career, people will say, like, maybe you should do this, or maybe you could lead. And I will never give up my connection with students because that's where I get the energy and the ideas and the forward motion and the vibe. And so I thank you guys for being here and for supporting me and all of that. And then I have many former students in the audience, which I just love. Shout out to Kim. Kim was in my class the first year I was a teacher.
Wow.
And right. And now, no, I was that was the thing. She's my friend because when I was a teacher, I was like 22 and she was like 18. So then we've been more like friends. We're friends. We're friends throughout life. But she was in my first. You were in 10th grade the first year that I had you. And so anyway, I just love that I have connections, deep connections with many of my students. So thank you, Kim, for being here, and Xavier's here, and Miriam, and that beautiful baby. Thank you, Lorena, Bryn. I hope I'm not forgetting any of the, Leona is here. She's former now. She's graduated. So thank you so much, and that's the work. So when we talk about our profession and we talk about what teaching is, part of it is I've always just wanted to make like a movie of the people, and what they're out here doing in our world. And the most important thing to me is that they are connected and they're happy and they're moving through and they're always growing and gaining and just bringing goodness into the world. That is the ultimate goal. And if you've been here, you know that is truly the goal, right? We love each other. And so thank you. And to all of my colleagues and my family, I should shout out my husband, Ryan, the most, because believe it or not, he is an educator in no way. He'll say that. Right, he is an educator in no way, and yet he gives me the most profound advice about what I'm doing and what I'm working on, and very honest with me about what I'm seeing and what I'm not seeing in situations, and so I'm always very appreciative. So to my family, thank you very much, and to all of my friends and colleagues who are here, thank you very much. I feel like we're always just getting started. Nothing's ever done, is it? And so thank you to everybody. Thank you just so much. Oh wait, one more thing. The last thing I wanted to say, because I did want to say this, and I'm like, oh, I didn't prepare anything. What I wanted to say was, I have had the absolute privilege of being an empowered educator. So throughout my career, I really have been able to create and innovate and design and bring my heart to things. And I've been empowered throughout my career, and I want that so badly for teachers coming up. So when I work on my educator retention work, and for things, for people coming up in the profession, we've got to get back to empowering people to develop who they are. The programs I've done are strong because they're really rooted in me, and they reflect who I am and what I believe, and that's what kids see, right? They know that I ain't making stuff up here, that it's from me to them. And then that's what makes those really deep, powerful, meaningful connections and love. Then it's way more than a job. It's about really just helping our world and our communities. So thank you.
I did want to say that, I counted, there's like 62 of you. And I know Joanna's a talker, so I know you guys talk with her. So if anyone wants to do a shout out, or if anything they want to express or share during this celebration of Joanna, we'd really like that. Do I call someone out? My other talkers.
Who's coming with me?
Oh.
So I was taking all the pictures, but
Thank you.
Of course. I just want to give Miss Rosado a shout out, and I am a crier. I haven't even started.
Well, you don't have
I'm just really proud of her because when I came here, I was a little all over the place, and she helped me so much. And I'm so proud of her, and I think she can do so much for so many people. And I think that the whole world needs to see it, but you guys can see it for right now. No, really though, I just wanted to say that I was really proud of her, and I'm glad I could be here, and I'm glad I could, come join her in Rio and see how it all is. And then hopefully she'll keep me even after I graduate. But yeah, I just wanted to say I was really proud.
Thank you very much. So kind.
And I'm done now.
Yeah, come on up, come on up.
My name is Xavier Mercado.
How many people here
I
know
see a lot of
Xavier?
teachers. Third grade all the way up to I had the privilege of being her student.
Oh, yeah.
When I first entered her class, the class I was entering, I really did not want to go into, and me and her butted heads a lot.
Was it reading?
It was reading.
Yeah.
But as I got to know her, her character, her personality, me and her bonded. And I've always kept that throughout the years. I've always tried to keep the people that I've bonded with, teachers included in here, you can't ask for anything more. She was a teacher. She was a strong woman in my life. She was a structured person that I looked up to. And, many of the life lessons that she's taught me, I've carried on with my own family now. I'm married. I have kids. I just started my own business. And it's,
Anybody else?
and it's to women like this.
Thank you.
She definitely has touched my heart. I know the students that are here right now, she's touched yours. I love the hell out of this woman. And I just want to make it known that I am very proud. I'm happy to hear all the success you're getting with the Real Academy. Shout out to Read 180 though.
More people are interested.
So my name's Bryn. I graduated from the Ray Academy in 2016. And I now am a very proud employee of South Milwaukee High School.
Yeah.
And I also am a crier, so if I cry, I cry in board meetings a lot.
Do it.
To say that
Oh, you can do it.
I got it. Joanna Rosado changed my life, from the bottom of my heart. I would not, obviously, be standing in this room today, with all of the successes that I've had if it was not for this woman. And I know she'd tell me that, no, you did it by yourself. Blah. But I would not have a significant amount of the opportunities that I have in my life if, both emotionally, financially, whatever, if it was not for this woman. I know that I am just one of hundreds that she has, if not thousands, touched the hearts and lives of, and will continue to do so for as long as she's alive. So all I can really ever say is thank you, and I love you from the bottom of my heart. And I know that the world changing that you've already done will be blown up to an exponential scale by the time that you're done. So.
Do I have to go in the front?
No.
How are you guys?
Lakeview's balling in the corner. A mess in the corner. Just from a teacher that more than 10 years ago met you, and we pinky swore to each other.
Oh, man.
That we
was
would
a night.
really, we were drinking Lambrusco too, or something really bad, and we pinky swore, but that just said to each other, we want the best for this profession. Tirelessly, this woman has advocated for that.
Oh, yeah.
Tirelessly. With phone calls and radio shows and meetings and more meetings and more meetings. And I know on behalf of your SMEA family We are so proud and so thankful of that tireless advocacy, because we would not be, as a state or a district, where we are without you. And we
Okay, I've got one. Yeah! Keep it going.
So, speaking of your radio show, you know, wherever we are, we're tuned in. We're either there watching you, or we're tuned in.
Or speaking on the radio.
Or speaking on the radio, right? But every single time I tune in, I learn something. You're teaching so many people by just broadcasting that radio show. Tune in, people. Every single time I learn something about my own profession. So thank you.
Thank you.
I have no idea what I'm going to say to you. Uh-oh. Well, first and foremost, my very best friend. I absolutely adore you and our friendship, and that we started in South Milwaukee around the same time and have grown together. It's been a very interesting ride over these years with you. I want to talk a little bit about colleague. Joanna has been incredibly innovative at the high school. I work with students with intellectual disabilities, and so always looking for interesting ways to shake things up, and Joanna came to me and asked if there was the potential for Real Academy kids to come and work in the classroom with my students, and it's really a beautiful thing to see that come to life, and we've done that a few years, and it's just been great. Out of her kind of encouragements with looking for maybe new employees and things, we got Bryn, and I always trust her judgment with anything. Joanna is that person you can go to and ask any question, ask for any advice, and she'll be real, she'll be honest, whether you like what it is or not. And she just is so passionate for students, and the ability, though, to be creative as a professional, and it's been wonderful to share that with you and to watch you bring that into Real Academy with Hallie. Where's Hallie?
Trying to be out of the way.
You're doing amazing things, and I'm so proud of you, Joanna, and I can't wait to spend 50 more years as a really great best friend taking life on. So I can't wait to see where you go. Thank you.
All right. My name is Molly. I'm a 6-year teacher, and after 2 years of mentoring, it wasn't enough for me. I needed somewhere else to go and learn more about being a professional. And so through Joanna's work of creating the Caucus of Millennial Educators, or our Come Forward group, it's really been a way for me to connect with other young professionals and for me to grow in what I know. And she's always encouraging. I've been taking baby steps along the way to become more of an advocate for public education, but just her strong encouragement, making sure that the next generation of teachers really strongly supports our public education.
Yeah.
Right, so I've known Joanna since about 2001, and like one of the things that, looking at this stuff on the wall, is these are conversations that we've had time and time again about how emotion manifests in the body, how emotion affects the spirit, and what she really sees when she sees her students is, what is the best way that I can bring that out in you guys? What can I do to help you succeed? Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And then it's like, it's really interesting to see, because as we're talking about things, I'm a body worker, so there's certain parts of the body and emotions that are affected all throughout. And when you can kind of break those things down and take those blocks out, you become the person that you're meant to be. So she loves you all.
Yes.
take it back to 95.
95. Miss Perez, that's
time.
right.
Interestingly enough, what Xavier said resounded with me because Joanna and I were not friends initially. We butted heads a little bit, both strong personalities.
This little badass chick.
But I'm honored to call her a friend even after just a lot of years. Some of you were doing the math, stop it. Children older than you. Joanna has always just been someone that I could go to for encouragement, even well beyond my graduating.
That's when it all was.
What?
After the graduation,
Sure.
when we got to really get some
Right,
things done.
true. That's true. But I just want to say that I'm so incredibly proud of you, and you deserve every bit of this recognition.
Thank you so much.
I would just like, as a retired teacher myself, and person that when I retired, I still felt like I had a lot of fuel in the tank. So I ran for school board. I got elected to school board. But the thing that, from whence I came, dad a foundry worker, mom an office worker, went to public schools in Franklin, went to public universities. The person that I have become is because of public education. And Joanna and I didn't know Joanna when I was working in Greenfield. I didn't know her really until I was on the board in South Milwaukee, maybe a little bit before, but not really. But I saw her advocacy for public education, and public education is the thing that gives everybody a step up. No matter what your socioeconomic level, no matter what emotional situations you've been involved in, it gives you the step up. And that is the thing I think that is most incredible about the work that you do. And keep advocating for public education. I will too.
Thank you.
So just like Xavier was saying, I was also a Read 180 student, and I remember the first time I walked in there, the first thing that she said was that she had never had a student with her maiden name. So I remember that's like kind of the first thing that I remember of her telling me, I've never had a student with Perez as their name, so this is going to be interesting. And kind of since then, it's been a bond. She was a great teacher. She was a great support. She was kind of my go-to person for applying to college, since nobody in my family had gone to college. I was the first person going to college. So she also opened the doors to her house as I babysat her kids until, well, now they're old enough where they can run his house. But she's been there every step of the way, and every time I have a question or I'm in a situation with teaching, since I'm also
She's a
teaching.
teacher, hello.
She's been there every step of the way, and I know that no matter how big or how small, I can always go up to her, and if she can't solve it, she will point to the right direction, give me the right contact so that I can take that next step. So I'm just so grateful that you're in my life, and thank you for being my school mom.
Anyone else?
Kara wants to say something.
All right.
She goes, all right.
Well, I'm a former student. Current, whatever the hell I'm trying to say. I didn't want to talk, but
You got it.
I got to talk because I love her. She's been supportive since I've been here. Like, it's been like a whole year process of doing this, and I just got in this year. And I'm going through my own things, and she's been helping me, and so is Ms. Schmirley. They've been helping me through a lot of my issues, and I'm really proud of her. She's been through a lot, and she's gone through a lot of her shit. But she made it through, and I just want to say I love you and I'm proud of you.
I love you too. Thank you so much.
I think it's your turn.
I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so, and I talked in the beginning. Yeah. Okay, so thank you everyone for coming. So like I think Diane said, just to put another plug in there, The next Educators Amplified event is on November 16th from 12 to 3 at Sugar Maple in Bayview. If you can come, please come out. It's a great event, very inspiring, connecting with lots of people in the profession. And then if you can't come, that's okay. You just listen to 1510 a.m. between 12 and 3, and they're on the air. And then if you couldn't do that, then you can find the stream online.
You can find the link
Or the link later on. So, right, just wanted to give that plug. But really, thank you everybody for coming. I know Ms. Rosado really appreciates it, and I'm sure she wants to say something to end this. So I will let her.
Well,
give
I
a
would just say
conclusion.
that. I would say, again, thank you, everybody. And I hope, again, that you feel good and that you feel connected and that we'll all go out and teach and connect in our own ways. So much is just true that it's all of us collectively together that makes all of this happen. And so I hope that my celebration is a celebration with you too, because really it just, all that energy, all the ideas, all the support, I just hope we all feel inspired. So thank you so much.
Wish her a happy birthday tomorrow.